Greetings, friends. I have a hard time with Kriya Shema Al Hamita, the bedtime prayer. I'm too tired. I want to go to sleep. I guess that is a challenge. This is where we meet our Yetzer Hara, our evil inclination, and exactly the place where our physical self is most vulnerable. It's like eating. Before eating, I have in mind that my neshama should control my body, that I should not resemble an animal, God forbid. But when I see that food in front of me, suddenly I forget. The Shema instructs us not to follow after your heart and after your eyes, after which you stray. Our heart's emotion and our eyes' desire lead us away from Hashem, God forbid. I once heard about Rabbi Dr. Emanuel Feldman Shlita that Motzei Yom Kippur, he asked everyone to wait for him before leaving the shul to break the fast. He then walked out slowly, stopping at each row, saying at each stop, quote, "I am not an animal. I am not an animal." What a powerful lesson. Good for him. Tisha B'Av has passed. We have sat in the dust. Arise, cry out in the night. Pour out your heart like water in the presence of the Lord. Shed tears like a river, day and night. But why am I quoting Eicha now, after Tisha B'Av? We have survived and we're still here. Why now recall these words? Because now I want to go to sleep. I want to forget. I want to enjoy. But no. We have to heal the world. My friends, it bears endless repetition. If there is one thing to contemplate after Tisha B'Av, one thing to bear in mind, in order to heal the broken world, it all centers on one word: Achdus, unity. Sinas Chinam, causeless hatred among us, drove the Shvat of the 12 tribes, 11 really, to sell their brother Yosef. Thus began our archetypal exile in Egypt. This same Sinas Chinam destroyed the second temple and drove us into our present catastrophic, seemingly endless exile. Mitzrayim, ancient Egypt, was destroyed by plagues, and our current world is being destroyed by plagues. The world climate is upside down. Wildfires are covering the earth in darkness. Nations are eating each other alive. Nuclear madmen have their fingers poised on the button. Theft, corruption, and immorality are everywhere. There's one answer to every trouble: Achdus, unity among us. The recent art scroll book about Rabbi Aaron Brafman. Rabbi Brafman was a man of peace with a giant heart. The book quotes Or HaChaim, saying that Achdus, unity among Am Yisrael, was the precondition for the Shekhinah, the presence of God, resting upon Har Sinai and giving us the Torah. Ramban writes that the Mishkan and the Beis HaMikdash were replicas of Har Sinai. By extension, it's clear that only Achdus will allow the Beis HaMikdash to be rebuilt. Achdus is the key to everything. No political agenda is more important than Achdus. If we have Achdus, then we will have Torah and peace. It is like people looking for a shidduch. I always give this advice: look for a leiv tov, a good heart. If someone has a good heart, everything else will follow. If there's Achdus among us, everything else will follow. Yes, I know there are people out there yelling and screaming. They're not listening to anything, certainly not to me. But I want to say the following. Mitzrayim, ancient Egypt, destroyed itself, and Am Yisrael were freed. The current world culture is also destroying itself, and when the designated moment arrives, Am Yisrael will be freed, and Mashiach ben David will come. The screamers may scream, but there will come a time when everyone will suddenly hear the shofar gadol, when the mighty roar of Hashem's voice will silence all the rebels. Like rivers, they raise their voice. Like rivers, they shall raise their destructiveness. This is from the 93rd Psalm. But more than the roars of many waters, mightier than the waves of the sea, you, Hashem, are mighty on high. We should keep this in mind in the days following Tisha B'Av. Convulsions are shaking this planet as Hashem prepares to redeem his world. The key to survival is ahavas chinam, to act as one man with one heart. When Am Yisrael is one, nothing can stand in the way of our redemption and the rebuilding of the Beis Hamikdash. May we see it soon in our day. Good Shabbos!